Did you know there was a disco version of the Star Wars theme that was a big hit? Well, if you're about my age, you might remember it, but if not, I'm here to tell you about the hit single and the album it came from. And it's the story of the Meco Star Wars song. Let me first show you the single. This one is from Mexico, so a lot of the text is in Spanish, but the song is the same. On side one, it says the Star Wars theme, Cantina Band in both English and Spanish. And then on side two, it says Funk by Harold Wheeler and Solomon Smith. The album cover shows these two astronauts doing some type of disco dancing on a space platform while the rockets fly nearby. I'll give you more background on this later. The second side of the single has the same image, and the 45 has the orange RCA Victor sticker, and side A has the same Star Wars theme, Cantina Band, with credit to John Williams. And on the top it shows the producers, who are Meco Monardo, Howard Wheeler, and Tony Bon Jovi, the latter of which is actually the cousin of John Bon Jovi. So there's a connection you probably didn't know. And on side B it says Funk, Star Wars, and other Galactic Funk. So that's single. Let me get into some more background, including how it did well on the charts. Now you may be wondering, who is Meco? His real life name is Domenico Monardo. He went by the name Meco. It's a common Italian nickname for Domenico, as he is from an Italian-American family. He was born on November 29, 1939 in Johannesburg, Pennsylvania, and he passed away a few years ago on May 26, 2023. He was an accomplished trombonist. His father also played the trombone in a local Italian marching band. He convinced his son to play the instrument. Meco was highly trained. He won a scholarship at the Eastman School of Music in Rochester, New York. He studied classical and jazz music and also started a jazz band with Chuck Mangione and Ron Carter. He was also a successful record producer before his involvement making Star Wars music. He helped produce Gloria Gaynor's 1975 hit, Never Can Say Goodbye. He also co-produced Carol Douglas's 1974 hit, Doctor's Orders. Later, I'll talk about his other movie-themed albums, but now, let's talk about the hit single in question. The Star Wars single by Meco was released around June or July 1977, not long after the premiere of the original Star Wars movie. The single hit number one on the Billboard Hot 100 in October 1977 and stayed there for 2 weeks. It even outperformed the original orchestral version of the theme by composer John Williams, which only peaked at number 10. The single also is recognized as the best-selling instrumental single of all time, selling over 2 million units. Now you may be wondering why he chose to make a disco version of the song. Well, it's because Meco was a huge fan of the film. He saw the movie over 10 times after its release. The track is a melody of the dramatic Star Wars main theme and the upbeat Cantina Band theme, arranged in a disco style with synthesizers and a large orchestra. And yes, if you were wondering, Meco was part of the orchestra playing his trombone. There are also sound effects added, such as these laser beams and R2-D2 beeps and bloops. Let me talk more about the full album. I don't have it right now. I remember I used to have it when I was a kid. After this, I'll talk about some of the other movie-themed albums that were released by Meco. This album was released mid-1977, which was shortly after the movie premiered. I couldn't find the exact date online. The album itself peaked at number 13 on the US Billboard 200 album chart. The entire first side of the vinyl album is a continuous 15-minute plus medley of the Star Wars A New Hope score. The medley is broken into 9 sections. The arrangement was orchestrated by Harold Wheeler. It takes the original John Williams themes and adds a disco beat. They also included electric guitars, synthesizers, and Meco on the trombone. The song has various sound effects. They had to reproduce them in the studio, as George Lucas did not license the original sounds. This included the R2-D2 sounds, as well as the laser blasts. Side B of the album is called Other Galactic Funk. This was just some instrumental material credited to Harold Wheeler and Solomon Smith. It's a 12-minute track of instrumental deep funk and disco. It's divided into 3 parts. The instrumental was inspired by Star Wars, but not based on any original themes. There's also a story behind this. One day, Meco saw a group of kids practicing their drum corps routine in Central Park and invited them to the studio to record an hour of beats, which Howard Wheeler then layered, edited, and turned into the backing track for the other Galactic funk song. Later on, this backing track was used by early hip-hop and dance DJs for its robust and unique breakdown. Let's talk about the cover art. The image was designed by Stephen Lumel and Gribbett. The album cover became famous for its cheesiness and very 70s vibe. The album cover shows a cosmic scene with 2 space travelers who are a man and a woman in disco-era spacesuits where they're dancing in space. There's also a disco ball-like planet and a dramatic yellow logo. Looking back at it now, it looks very dated and it looks super cheesy, but it was fun and it was the 70s. The success of this album led to more movie-themed albums by Meco, so let's talk about a few of them before I wrap this up. The same year, he did another movie-themed album called Encounters of Every Kind. This was based on the John Williams score for Steven Spielberg's Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This one also has a hit single, Theme from Close Encounters, which peaked at number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100. In 1978, Meco plays The Wizard of Oz. This included themes and songs from the classic film The Wizard of Oz from 1939. This was actually Meco's favorite album out of all the albums. The single from the album, Themes from Wizard of Oz, Over the Rainbow, We're Off to See the Wizard, reached 35 on the Billboard Hot 100. This album was also the first time he did a movie-themed album outside of science fiction. In 1979, he released Superman and Other Galactic Heroes. This included music from John Williams' score for Superman the movie in 1978. The album was more similar to the first Star Wars album as it had an extended disco and funk arrangements. This had a hit single, Love Theme from Superman, Can You Read My Mind, which peaked at number 31 on the pop chart. Finally, I want to talk about one more. In 1980, he released Meco Plays Music from The Empire Strikes Back. This included themes from The Empire Strikes Back in the single Empire Strikes Back Medley, which peaked at number 18 on the Billboard Hot 100. This time, Meco was able to license the original Lucasfilm sound effects, which added another layer of authenticity for the fans. There were others. I want to wrap this up. That's all. Let me know if you had this album back in the day, or maybe you still have it. I used to have a few of them. I remember an album that had to do with Ewoks back then as well. But anyway, check out my recent video where I talk about a very popular Elton John song, which is a duet. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Please like this video. Helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe. If you have not already, this is the JC Rock CD and Vinyl channel where I talk about stuff in my physical media collection. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.